Breaking news today out of Washington. The Biden administration, which, unlike the Trump administration, does not worship Vladimir Putin, just smacked Putin right across the head. Merrick Garland has just announced that the Justice Department is going after Russia and Russian entities for election interference in this election. Now, of course, this comes as no surprise. We've seen evidence of Russian propaganda influencing our politics, especially with regards to the Ukraine war. But in his announcement, Garland makes clear that Russia is also engaged directly in election interference, just as in 2016. Obviously, there is no one the Russians want as president of the United States more than Donald Trump. Aid to Ukraine would dry up almost overnight, and Trump would call that his peace plan. And when Russia wants something, it is always willing to cross the line for it. Well, the Biden administration is saying, not on my watch. Now, things have got to be serious if Merrick Garland is going to take action. In fact, that sound you are hearing right now, that's the sound of Hillary Clinton rolling over in her grave in the future that Merrick Garland is actually going to do something. And of course, MAGA World and Fox is already crying out for the First Amendment rights of Mother Russia. First, let's listen to Garland's announcement.
This morning, we unsealed an indictment in the Southern District of New York of Konstantin Kalashnikov and Elena Afanasieva, two Russian-based employees of RT, a Russian state-controlled media outlet. They are charged with conspiring to commit money laundering and to violate the Foreign Agents Registration Act. That law, enacted nearly a century ago, was enacted to ensure that the American people were informed when a foreign power engages in political activities or seeks to influence public discourse. The American people are entitled to know when a foreign power is attempting to exploit our country's free exchange of ideas in order to send around its own propaganda. And that is what we alleged happened in this case. In a separate enforcement action, the Justice Department is seizing 32 internet domains that the Russian government and the Russian-sponsored actors have used to engage in a covert campaign to interfere and influence the outcome of our country's elections. As alleged in our court filings, President Vladimir Putin's inner circle, including Sergei Kirilnikov, directed Russian public relations companies to promote disinformation and state-sponsored narratives as part of a program to influence the 2024 U.S. presidential election.
So Garland's announcement makes clear that they have Russian agencies dead to rights here, and that it's hammer time. For once, Garland does not have to care about accusations being leveled at the Justice Department. But of course, Fox is already leveling them. Let's listen.
Well, why is it suddenly being brought to light? The truth about all of these influence operations from multiple hostile powers, right? That's the truth about all of this in this world that we live in today, which is you have Iran doing this and you have China doing this. And frankly, we do it to other countries as well. It's all going on. But yet just at this time, it's the Biden-Harris administration raises the specter once again of Russian interference because they know that plays to their base. And so I don't know the specific details. We haven't seen the details of what they're going to be talking about.
Right.
But we know that they're pushing it as a story and they're pushing it as a narrative because that's what they always do. Because you go back right to the beginning when Trump came on the scene, the total lies and disinformation that they pushed about Russia collusion. So I'm not saying there's nothing to this, but we know that everybody does it. So why are they highlighting only Russia?
And the river of sewage flows on and on. Please, how much longer can you ride a dead horse? Even in a fox hunt. This particular broadcast makes you have to wonder, when is the Justice Department going to indict Fox for being a Russia propaganda arm? Even though they are finally being busted, the question remains, has Russia been too successful? There's no doubt but that Russian propaganda fueled the Biden is too old onslaught, But then they got caught with their pants down when Biden not only resigned, but did so in a way that provided a smooth transition to Kamala Harris, avoiding precisely the kind of chaos that Russia was trying to orchestrate. Well, too bad, Tchaikovsky. Bobby Fischer has not left the building. It's clear, for example, that the stolen valor arguments against Tim Walz is almost certainly a Russian op. One day last week, scores of right-wingers posted video of Tim Walz purportedly lying to an audience that he had served in Afghanistan. It was all over social media. Tim Walz lying. Within half a day, however, it was revealed that the recently unearthed speech was by Congressman Tim Walz, speaking to the VFW about his congressional visit to Afghanistan. It was clearly an organized and replicated misinformation attack designed to stall the momentum of the Harris-Walz campaign. Fortunately, Democratic activists have learned the lesson of 2016 and confronted the lie. It's really too bad the faux news network can't do the same thing. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.